Our journey began 3 years ago with the creation of the data analytics function at PepsiCo. The company at the time, decided we needed to stand up this end-to-end digital mothership that would really be the vanguard for digital change at PepsiCo. 3 years ago, we hired our first employee, Vikram Sumaya, our chief data officer. Fast forward to today, we're 750 folks that really do span across so many different functions. Partnerships, my slice of the world, but also engineering, data science, strategy, governance, stewardship, you name it, we're all together in one team. So being digitally nimble, learning from our mistakes, and really kind of iteratively building has been part of our genesis, really part of our charter from beginning. So leaning into data clean rooms has been an easy jump from this foundational thinking that we started with.
It's interesting because you might not expect a company like Pepsi to be, which is not a DTC brand traditionally, to be so heavily invested here. But why does that make sense for your company?
As consumers' taste change, as our profile becomes more niche, as categories get more muddled, it really stresses the importance to bring in new and novel signals in different types of ways. So leaning into cleanroom technology is really that collaboration layer the company needs to be able to extract those meaningful insights to be able to move the product suite forward.
Can you talk about how some of the uses of clean rooms with data in terms of different parts of the company, like bottling, food service, et cetera?
I'm super passionate about data collaboration. We see our data cleanroom engagement as really being across the entire organization. As you mentioned, Mike, we're working with bottlers. We are thinking about better ways to understand and enrich bottler data, bottler consumer data, bottler customer data in new and novel ways. It's a little bit different, but thematically similar. We're doing that with our away from home, and our food service partners, better understanding how we might jointly grow, enrich, cluster, and ultimately extract meaningful insights from customer and consumer, and hopefully sales data with these types of partners. We might have heard about cDNA. It's been talked about a lot of PepsiCo folks in the media. It is our proprietary data stack, has a whole bunch of unlocks, audience creation, optimization, has an insights play here. That is all stood up, that is all crafted, that is all modeled in the data cleanroom. Even in markets where data collaboration is really hard, so we've been able to overcome that with this technological barrier. Also, I would also like to stress too that we are seeing a lot of folks come to the fore that haven't monetized their data in the past, that haven't thought about collaboration strategies, and now they're starting to add this to their business. And I think it's twofold. It's one, just regulation is changing around the world, so data cleanroom tech is emerging more and more in people's minds. But two, it speaks a lot to the strength and breadth and depth of the PepsiCo Habu relationship that we've leaned so heavily in. So folks like the entertainment companies, some sporting companies are starting to peek their head out. So it's an exciting time to be. We barely scratched the surface, and we'll go from there.
So if I'm a brand or media company that's just getting started on my clean room journey, any advice you might give me?
I was visiting my parents a few weeks ago, and strange as this might sound, my dad asked me, what's all this hoopla about ChatGPT? And I'm sure we've all had similar conversations like this. And this is how I view the space of data collaboration right now. Everyone's talking about it, but no one really knows what it is. No one really knows what it fully entails, fully engenders. There are some things the industry needs to figure out, especially around measurement. How do we measure? How do we measure effectiveness across all these retail media groups? But I would say to these folks that are getting started, PepsiCo doesn't see this as a deterrent. We actually see it as an accelerant. This gray area is an exciting place to get in on the ground floor, make your voice heard, and really shape that dialogue that the industry is facing. So folks that are looking to start, I would say brands need to jump in, start experimenting, get your hands dirty, play with the data, start having these conversations and build these relationships with the different partners involved. That's the way to get started. You just got to do it.